guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. We are already inside a live match. We've been laying it on thick lately with the Top Ladder live gameplay series. You guys seem to really enjoy it. Keep in mind, if you see a guy or a gal on Top Ladder and you like the deck that they're playing, I take requests, so just leave me a comment in the first hour after I upload my video. I read all those comments, and of course, I try to track down those players and bring them here on the channel to watch live. So today we have Final Form back on the channel, I think for the second or the third time maybe here, and he is an OG Witch player. This guy has been playing Witch way before she got the recent buff. Like a year plus, I believe, that Final Form has been using this deck or a deck similar to it. And of course, it is Giant, Miner, Triple Spell with the Witch in it, and really there's no time better than the current time, than right now, to play this deck. We should be getting the update really any day now, and I don't really see how the update's going to change things. And then the balance update after that, honestly, I don't see them buffing Witch and then nerfing her in that quick of a turnaround. So, you know, to some people's dismay, I assume the Witch is going to be here to stay for at least a little while, and in my opinion, this is one of the strongest decks that you can use with her. I shared a Witch deck with you guys maybe 2 weeks ago in the beginning of the month, right after she received a buff, but I did not share this version. I shared a different version without the double minions, and again, this is really the bread and butter Witch deck of Final Form. So a freeze comes down. Look at this deck. It's Balloon Freeze being played by Deep Joker. Did he miss the memo that this is like 4 metas ago? I kid, freeze can still be a viable surprise weapon to execute on your opponent's mid-match. But anyway, in today's video, we're gonna try to tease out some of the habits, some maybe of the strategy blueprints for you guys to carry over using this deck into your own gameplay. I wonder how Earthquake spell potentially might affect the Witch, or will only do damage to buildings. I don't know. There's a lot of opinions based on yesterday's video that I had. We had so many good live ladder series videos this week. We had yesterday's with Mega Knight. We had Lucas with 2.6, we had Walker with Mega Knight, we had Lucas with 2.6, and we had Crafter with Expo. Really, between the 2.9 Expo, the Mega Knight yesterday, the Mega Knight Hog Rider deck with Walker, and then the Crafter, Lucas, excuse me, 2.6. Those are all amazing videos. Anyway, back to the gameplay here, guys. Sorry for kind of blabbing through this entire match. You guys know that's something that I have a tendency of doing. I never claimed to be a good YouTuber. So here we go. It's going to be the minions behind, or the minion horde, excuse me, behind that Giant. A zap comes down. Not enough elixir for freeze just yet. Is he going to freeze there on the left? No, he's going to lumberjack instead. 928 remaining on the right tower. 17, make that 14. Make that over below 10,000 now. And a miner just unchecked on that tower. And those minions are going to be unfrozen in just a second. Baby Dragon saves the day. But man, Bowler actually gets onto our right tower, taking it all the way down to 678. Zap and Fireball finish the job for Final Form. Takes that tower down. GG's. Let's go into the next match. All right, guys, inside the next match here against Cubano Loco. Okay. Does that mean the crazy Cuban? Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, Miner goes in on the right tower, cycling to a Giant, obviously not in his starting 4 cards, otherwise he just would have played a Giant at the bridge. So speaking of 2.9 Expo cycle, which a lot of you guys, as I mentioned, not to belabor the point here, but a lot of you guys were so impressed in Crafter's 2.9 Expo cycle gameplay. Let's see what Cubano here can do with the deck against Final Form's Giant deck, and more importantly, when you're playing any Giant deck, not just Giant Witch, you're going to want to know exactly how to counter the Expo. Mainly, if I have this correct, Final Form is probably going to be saving his Giant for the Expo and playing it right at the bridge. Let's see if he makes me a liar. So he plays a Witch, excuse me, in the back there, of course, Fireball being out of cycle, and then he plays the Minion Horde and the Miner on the left lane. Again, Fireball out of cycle, so he actually gets 2 of those minions onto the left tower, taking it down to 30-53. So now the Witch kind of gonna die here, not get really too much damage, but of course, Cubano has to expend a lot of elixir, and look at the elixir elixir advantage here. 2.5, maybe even 3 elixir advantage right now for final form. And final form, again, like I said in the beginning of the video, if anybody knows how to play a giant witch deck, it's final form. This guy's been using this deck forever. So here we go, minions in the back. It looks like he's not even going to support them here. Not a miner, nothing. A Tesla in response. And now what is he going to do here? It's an Expo in the left. Let's see, giant again at the bridge. Even with that kind of unorthodox Expo placement in the center there, he still uses the giant at the bridge immediately and then supports with the witch. Giant's going to be pulled over to that Tesla. Now we have a full health witch and our skeletons, so we're going to go ahead and take advantage of that and send in the miner onto those archers. A zap comes down as well. Skeletons are down. We have a witch still at full health, but finally the Inferno Tower able to be cycled back to by the opponent, and then we just go ahead and cycle a log onto the left tower, taking it down to 2661 HP. Minions in the back, 42 seconds, 40 seconds remaining in the match here, and we have a witch in the right lane again for final form. So witch in the back again. We have miner again on the left tower. Miner's gonna evade those skeletons, but unfortunately he's only gonna get one swing with that shovel before the Expo finishes him off. And now another defensive Tesla here. So playing this very, very cautiously is the opponent inside this match. And again, leaking a little bit of elixir here, we cycle minions in the back. Seems to be the go-to play when we have nothing else to do. And again, we're gonna go ahead and use that witch in the right. And then, wow, almost like the I don't know, the pre-giant there, but he guessed that Expo perfectly. The giant storms his way right into that Expo. And again, we're gonna use a miner as a secondary tank. Miner in this deck can be used as a secondary tank. It can also be used as a kind of a sniper if the deck has a musketeer, if it has an E-Wiz, an Ice Wiz. You can send that miner as soon as the giant approaches or crosses the bridge. You can send in that miner to kind of assassinate those support troops or those defensive troops that are ranged. In this case, don't have to worry about that, although we did see him do it once on those archers. So here we go, an Expo at full health right now, but we're able to cycle back to another giant. So a giant going into the Expo. Minions are going to help out there. This push, obviously, nothing's really going to come of it, but look at that left tower. Just through minor chip damage, mostly, and some fireballs, we're able to take it all the way down to 1523. So with about 45 seconds into sudden death overtime here, we have a pretty nice advantage. Again, we're happy just to fireball that Expo there. Interesting to see that a lot of pro players will fireball or poison. We see this all the time in CRL China too when someone plays Expo. Even if it's on the tower that you're not going for, getting rid of that defensive far side Expo with a big spell a lot of times is still a smart play. It's not really something that a lot of people realize, but I see the pros do it all the time. So for that reason, you should do it too. So here we go. It's going to be a minions right there at the river, again taking care of that Expo. Of course, the opponent this time, he's kind of keen to the idea that final form is going with a giant boom smack there at the bridge every single time they use the Expo. Here we're going to cycle back to another giant again. So that's why he's trying to play that Expo kind of towards the center of the river, but it's not really working out for him. Look at the HP remaining on both the final form's towers. He's playing this matchup, excuse me, textbook at this point. He's always able to cycle back to another giant, except for now, with about 70 seconds remaining in this match here. A log comes down, and we give up that Expo log. We're able to just cycle our spells, our log, our zap, and, you know, we take some damage there, not gonna lie, but look at that left tower down to 507. All it's gonna take is a couple fireballs to finish this one off. Do we have giant back in hand? We do. Giant there at the bridge again. Now it's about time to start spell cycling. 50 seconds left here. We actually avoid, oh, look at that miner. Look at that miner. He gets 2 swings. It gives the good luck to the opponent. Fireball comes raining down. Boom! GG. 42 seconds left, and final form wins again, guys. Let's go in to try to keep this win streak alive, excuse me, in match number 3. See you in a second. All right, guys, here we go. Into match number 3. Again, sorry, 20 seconds late on this one. My bad, my bad, my bad. That's the thing with these live ladder series. Sometimes with the ladder wait time, even if it's only like 30 seconds, which it was in this case, you just like, I kind of zone. I'm like, okay, what's going on over here? What's over there? Who posted what on Twitter? Okay, now we're into the game here. It looks like we're going against Baby Dragon, Snowball, Miner. It could be Lava Miner. It could be, I think it is probably Lava Miner, but we'll see. Because you don't see the Mega Man and the Tombstone and the Baby Dragon in guards. It's got to be Lava Hound. So this will be a good, interesting matchup to kind of see how he handles a Lava Hound matchup here. So again, just cycling Miner, staying pretty aggressive here, trying to get extra value out of those minions. Sends the Miner to the back, that way those minions can pull those guards back. I mean, they happen to guess right there, but look at how much damage we're getting with those minions. Unbelievable! Towers all the way down to 656, just like that, only 75 seconds into this match. Really, really strong start there, and that's the power of just combining. And again, Fireball comes down on that tombstone. Now the opponent has like a 3 or 4 elixir advantage here, I believe, when you consider the Lava Hound. So let's see how we play defense here. It's going to be which opposite lane? Very interesting. We have Minion Horde in hand. The opponent probably has a spell in hand. So we actually use a Giant here. That's going to force the opponent to not be able to support this push in the right. Really smart play. Sometimes your best defense is a really solid offense in the opposite lane. And now we have Zap in hand. Are we going to use it here? We do. Last second Zap on that Inferno Dragon. The minions are going to finish off that Baby Dragon. And then we have a bunch of skeletons and the Witch doing work against that Inferno Dragon, forcing guards out of the opponent. Really, really nice. Meanwhile, the Lava Hound just kind of, you know, chilling there on the right tower, not really doing much, doing a little bit of damage, but here comes the Miner, and we predict the Miner with the Miner, then we fireball the pups. Beautiful play there. 47 seconds left in this match, and here comes another Lava Hound in the back, and I guess we're just gonna rinse and repeat. So this is the formula, this is the blueprint. This is the blueprint that you guys want to use against this matchup. Again, it's going to be a Witch and a Giant in the left, a Baby Dragon coming down the left, but again, we have a Mega Minion to contend with this time in the right. 28 seconds remaining, we use a Minion Horde on top of that Mega Minion after the opponent has used a lot of Elixir, so they didn't have that Snowball at the ready, distracting them and making them use Elixir. It's kind of a two-prong attack here. We don't want to use a Fireball on the right if we can help it, but are we going to stop this push? 12 seconds left. I think we got this, guys. I think we got this. 148. And there it is. 5 seconds left. Fireball goes down. No. Log? No. I spoke too soon. The Curse of Ash. And hey, a level 12 Miner there by the opponent. So not too shabby with an underleveled Miner here on top, whatever we're at right now, top 100, 200 ladder. So here we go. It's going to be a bunch of skeletons kind of leading the way in front of that Giant, trying to prevent that Inferno Dragon from locking onto it. He's just going to go ahead and fireball everything up. The Mega Minion is down. We have Zap back in hand. We go ahead and use it there, resetting that Inferno Dragon again, letting that Witch in, allowing those minions to finish off that Baby Dragon as well. Here we go. Minions engaging against this Mega Minion in the left lane. 30 seconds, 35 seconds into overtime here. We reload with another Witch in the back. Witch in the back, especially when they don't have a big spell in their deck, such as this deck. It's going to be a really solid and good play that pretty much always provides some sort of a value. So here we go. It's going to be Baby Dragon at the bridge. He actually used his Miner against that Witch. We use a Minion Horde right there, trying to take advantage of that Baby Dragon while he's facing the other way on the Giant. We're going to get 1 hit on the tower, 2 hits on the tower. Fireball comes down. Boom! Perfectly timed Fireball to keep that Giant alive. Getting a ton of damage on the left tower, taking it down to 948. We're 2 minutes and 5 seconds into, or minute and 5 seconds, excuse me, into sudden death overtime here, but things are looking pretty good after I almost cursed final form. Here it goes. Miner to the back of the tower. Miner's going to get 1 hit, and then guards come down. 2 hits, not too bad. 760 damage remaining on that left tower. It's just going to take a couple logs, or a 1 log, a couple fireballs. We got this. Log is down. Okay, this is going to be a big kind of do-or-die Hail Mary push here for the opponent. Baby Dragon, Inferno Dragon, we use a brilliant Giant there to tank for both of the double dragons coming in. Miner comes in, the Minion Horde's doing work defensively, and again, beautiful defense here. And again, this match is going really deep into overtime again. You're just able to see the patience here. A Fireball Miner that's going to let the Miner plus the log finish off that tower. That's 3 in a row from final form. Let's keep the win streak going here. Let's go into match number 4, guys. All right, guys, here we go. Match number 4 against Kubeli from CZSK Spartans. So starting out here again with this deck, it seems to be, you know, Miner seems to be, as we see again for what, the 3rd time, we see that Miner is the #1 opening play. You know, with not so much elixir pumps going around in the meta, I think it's a safe play to use your Miner against the tower, get some early chip damage from the opponent, force a card out of their hand, try to assess what deck the opponent has. Of course, every player is different, and you might not be comfortable being that aggressive at the beginning of a match, but it's not a deck where, it's not like the old school decks where you have to save 100% you have to save your miner for, in worries of a golem pump or a Three Musketeer deck. That's one of the nice things about playing Giant Miner when Three Musketeers aren't really a thing anymore inside the meta, whether you agree or disagree with the Three Musketeer death sentence. So here we go. It's going to be no elixir for a Giant there, and the opponent actually did get some damage. So it's another Lava Hound deck, but this time it's Lava Loon. And Lava Loon's making a little bit of a comeback. Have you guys noticed that? Lava Miner last match, Lava Loon this match. Let's see how we differentiate our play style to suit this matchup versus the Lava Miner Double Dragon matchup of the previous match. So we send the Miner in there on the Tombstone. That will clear us out to play the Giant when the opponent plays the Lava Hound, or at least prevent them from playing the Lava Hound at all. So they do play the Lava Hound. We're going to use the same formula as last time. Again, we have Giant in hand. We're going to play him right in front of that Witch, and we try to buy as much time as possible here to allow that Witch to summon more and more skeletons in the opposite lane. The opponent here thinks it's really funny, thinks it's a real hoot. We have a minions down. That's not going to be enough. Fireball comes down. That's going to help out. But look at all these skeletons. And again, the death damage, or the death skeletons, excuse me, of the Witch really coming through there. Not only did that push play great defense through offense, but look at it. Because we went so hard in the paint in the right side, right, the right lane, the opponent had to devote his fireball to playing defense. That opened us up to using the minion horde on that Lava Hound, and all the opponent had in hand was Zap. So that's basically what you're trying to do with this deck. And again, we're going to play an early minion horde, forcing the fireball out of the opponent. Now we have minions in cycle. Check it out. So now minions, the opponent minions as well, but we have fireball. We fireball everything back, and then again, avoiding all balloon hit damage, just the death damage, not too shabby. 13 seconds, 12 seconds, 11 seconds left. That's gonna be GG again here. Giant in the pocket. Hopefully, if there's anything you guys won't have a challenge with, it's Lava Hound matchups after watching today's video. So another huge shout out as we get BM'd to my man Final Form for coming back on the channel. Check out his player stats and profile, thanks to statsroyale.com in the show notes below. He's a really, really good player, a really popular request by you guys in the comments. So again, if you see somebody, let me know, guys. Again, check out Final Form's Twitter in the description below, along with his player stats and profile, thanks to statsroyale.com. A huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out his information as well. Guys, thank you for watching all the way till the end. I really appreciate it, and as always, take care, guys.